Okay, so in the employee table, I have employee ID, employee name, date of joining, salary, bonus, department, designation, and the manager things, right? So let me again, I have inserted few more rows. Okay, so these are the rows we have. Let me copy these three here. One second, this. What happened to it? Oh, no. Okay. Okay, fine. So now I'll be discussing on subqueries with multi-row, and then I'll discuss on correlated subquery, and I'll try to get you the clarity on inline view, what is the difference between scalar subquery, inline view, correlated subquery. So with this class, you will get the complete idea on all the subqueries, nested subquery, how to use, where to use, and all. Okay. So now, first thing what I will do, I want to take again, I want to go back to my computer and employee table. Okay, so let me go back here. So this is our employees table. There is one more thing which is computer and employee table. Let me go back here. So here is our employee table and computer table. So I want to get an model which is of 2014. I want to get the employee ID, employee name from the employee table with the model 2014. So simple. When you go and think on like joins, with joins you can do it. How you can do, how you will do, you do the join with employee and computer, and then put a where condition. Simply let me write the thing, let me write the queries straightforward here. So it will be select dot select e dot employee ID, employee name. Okay, from employee, very simple, e inner join. I would be doing it computer C. Okay, on e dot computer ID equals to C dot computer ID, and I need to give, I want to get the employees where the computer model ID, model year is like 2014. So simply what I'll do, so it is in the computer table, right? So I'll be giving computer model year equals to 2014. Okay, when I run this one, so you got the Manju, like she has the particular employee ID 1002 computer ID. She owns it at 2014. Now the same thing I wanted to do with the subquery. Okay, how do you do it? I wanted to do the same thing with the subquery. How you will do? So simply how you will write is select ID comma employee name from employee. Okay, where what I'll do, I need to fetch the computer ID, which is the model ID, right? So simply you will find, so what is the foreign key between them? Computer ID is the foreign key and primary key between them. So with the help of the computer ID, I need to write the subquery. So for that, and I will search the computer ID with model ID equals to 2014. Simply I'll write where computer ID in, okay, then what I'll do, I'll select the computer ID from computer table. where the computer table we are looking for the model year, right? So simply M year equals to 2014. Okay. When I run this query, so you are getting the result, right? But with the help of this subquery, if I want to get the model as well in my result set, can I get this one? Can I get the model also along with this? No. Why? In the join you may get it, because like you are doing the join computer and employee tables are available, but here in the subquery what happens, first it will search for this computer ID from the computer year equals 2014, which is 1002, and it will get to the outer query, and you would be getting only that, but you will not be getting the model. So if I enter this one, you would be getting an error, so model invalid identifier, right? So that is the thing. So what I wanted to say here, like whenever you wanted to get an multiple, suppose here only one row is there, but you have multiple rows are there. When you have multiple rows, you need to use a in, okay, computer ID in, and then subquery. So that will give you the a nested subquery which will return the multiple rows, okay, with in or not in operator. Clear? So another point is, whenever you are using referring two tables, so you can do it with either using joins or nested subqueries. Okay, but in order to get the columns from other table, you cannot get from the correlated subquery or subquery, nested subquery. You need to use an inner join in that cases. But in this case, like you can use this way. Okay, clear? Now again, let's say multi-row, for multi-row condition, right? For give an example, let's say I want to get select employee ID and employee name, okay, from I want to get the employees, okay, who are actually managers. Okay, let me go back to my table here, another table which is employees table. Okay, here we have managers also, like Damodar being manager to 5, Chandrasekhar, Gaurishankar, these persons, right? So what I will do, employee ID and employee name from employees table, okay, e where ID in select manager from employees. You see here the manager ID and both are same. Okay, I want to get the employees who are the managers. So let me run this query. You see here who are the managers here. Damodar and Riaz are the managers, and remaining, because like for all these guys, Damodar and Riaz are all the managers and remaining are all the employees. So from this table, I want to get the all the manager details, right? So what I did, so I have used a in condition and select manager from the employees. So what it will do for each row, first thing, like it will go for search for the first in this particular one ID, one Damodar Pirmala, and it will search for the first row and second row and third row. Third row you have a manager here, so it will return out. And again the same is there, so only it will not give you the duplicate records. Again it will go for the second row, the Rias, so you are getting the Rias as the next one. Did you get it? So in subquery, if you wanted to get in the nested subquery and subquery, if you wanted to get the multiple rows, you need to use the in. Okay, clear?
Please run only the subquery.
Sorry, your voice is breaking up. So what happens in the when you are using a nested subquery in class, automatically actually it will remove the duplicate values. It will give you only the distinct values. Okay.
Yeah, just run the subquery only subquery. Like select manager provide. Just
Okay. You see, you're getting lot of duplicate like null along with 2 2 1 1 1 1. So if you see in our table, these are the manager values, right? So whenever there is exist a row, it will iterate outside. It will give it to the outer query. That's how like you will be getting the result. But in nested subquery, it will automatically remove the like duplicate values. Okay, clear, right? So this is nested subquery with multiple rows. You need to use
no,
in
nested subquery means subquery query central.
yeah, query and subquery. Nested means like you can write another subquery also. That will be a nested subquery. I'll show you some examples in my next like you'll get like how many nested queries you can write. Okay. Now fine. So with this like we are like completed this one. Now let me go to the jump onto the next concept. Okay, correlated subquery. So before I discuss on correlated subquery, this is very important. Okay, correlated subquery, we do use it very frequently in all the cases. Okay, before that, what I will do is like let me go back to my employee table here. The employee table, I have a department, employee ID, name, salary, department, and designation. First thing what I wanted to do is I wanted to know the employees who are getting more who is getting more salary than the average salary of the employees. Okay, my requirement is here like this. The business requirement is I need to fetch the employee details, fetch employee details whose salary is greater than the average salary of all the employees. This is my first requirement. And my second requirement is fetch the employee details, okay, whose salary is greater than the average salary of all the employees in their own department. Their own department. And I also want another requirement is there. I want to fetch the employee details, okay, whose salary is greater than the average salary of all the employees in their own department and excluding himself, excluding his salary. In the average, his salary should not be there. So these are the three different requirements I need to find out. I need to write a query for this. Okay. So first thing, let's approach this solution. Simply what you will do, let me write select, okay, department comma you tell me department comma average of salary. So before that, what I will do, I want to find like to approach this one. Let me first give another one. So I will find the sum of the salary. Okay, from employees. What you will do, you need to do a group by the department. Whenever you are using an aggregate function, you should have the group by. Okay, now now you see you got the in cyber security, this is the sum, and ETA, this is the sum, and data engineering, they are paying 2,15,000 rupees. Okay. Now if I want to find the maximum of the salary, how you will find max of sum of salary from employees. Okay, group by department. Someone gone mute. Okay, you're getting the maximum salary, this one. So this is like, okay, now you're getting the maximum salary of the employees from the group by department. I want to club these two. Okay, I want to get the department and sum of the salary, who is getting the maximum, who has the maximum. Okay, how you will be clubbing it. So using having class, you can club this one. Okay, so this is like correlated subquery with subquery with the having class. Okay, so how you will write? Select department comma sum of salary from employees. Okay, we will write group by department having sum of salary equals to, then in the subquery you will be getting the, you need to write the maximum. What is this one? Okay, okay, now if I run this one, so now you got some, who is paying, data engineering is paying the maximum of the sum of salary to the all his employees. So this particular department, data engineering department, is paying the highest amount of money in their company. Okay, which is 21,000, 21 lakh 50,000 rupees. Okay, 22 lakh 15,000 rupees. Okay, so you got my point here. So with using having condition, I wanted to get this maximum of this one along with the department. So this is how you would be getting the results. So what is happening here? First, it is calculating the max of sum of salary, which is nothing but 21,500, 21,500. It will come, and then which is equals to which one, which department? Data engineering. So that's how like you would be getting the result too. Now, so this is clear, right? With having, how you are finding this one. Okay, now I want to get same thing. I want to find out the department employee only for the particular one department. Let's say data engineering department I want to take. Okay, select department from employees. Again, I'm doing group by department. Okay, having, so first thing is like you need to find out the average salary. Okay, let me write the subquery first. What is the subquery here? Select average of salary from employees where department equals to data engineering. Department is equals to data engineering. Now if I find out this one, so I have got the average salary of the department data engineering. Okay, but I want to get who is getting more salary than, which other departments are getting more salary than the average salary of the data engineering department. Okay, so for that, again, what you need to do, outer query you need to write. So again, I have written the outer query here. Select department from employees. Okay, department from employees, group by department. Okay, having average of salary is greater than. Okay, so you need to open a brace, close the bracket. Okay, now if I find out, so you don't have anyone, let's say, because data engineering is the one who is getting the highest salary. Let's say here data engineering. So in this case you are getting, so these are the three departments who are getting the lesser salary than lesser average salary than the average salary of the data engineering department. Okay, up to now clear? Up to now clear?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so now what I would like to get here, each department wise, each department wise I want to get the average salary in each department, who are the employees are who are getting the maximum salary then. Okay, so before going to that, I would like to tell one more point here. Instead of writing this way, can I write in any other way? Is there a possibility I can write this query in another way? Yes, you can do it. Okay, so this is a simply a subquery I have written, right? Now what I will do is I'll try to use a inline view. Okay, inline view. What is inline view? Let me write here. Select department, the department, comma, average of salary as average salary. I'll take from employee group by department, and I would be giving this value, this whole thing as E1. I would be giving it as E1. Okay, to the inner join with the select department from employees. Again, it will be same. Okay, where department select average of the salary, department equals to this one. Take this one. Okay, so I'll give an alias here as E2. E2. Now, so this is one inline view and this is one inline view. Now I need to give the condition where average salary condition. So outer query, in outer query, what you will write? Select, okay, E1 dot DEPT from this one, and now you need to write. So you are doing an inner join, right? Both of them. So you need to give some condition, right? On condition. What is that condition? Our average salary, E1 dot average salary should be greater than. Okay, so let me give an alias name for this. Select average salary as data engineering, right? This is related to data engineering salary. Data engineering average salary. Okay, so average salary is greater than E2 dot DEV average salary. Okay, so it should be employees always. So again, let me give less than, because we don't have anyone who is greater than that. Right? So yeah, you got the result here. My point here is you can do either with subquery, okay, or inline view. So I have taken two inline views and then a inner join with the condition this one. Clear here? So the same thing you can approach in multiple ways. Either you can do the same with the subquery or with inline view. Okay. Clear? Any doubts here? Guys, is there any doubt you have here? Please ask if you have any doubts. Does that mean like you understood it or you didn't get it? So this is a inline view. Okay, whatever I have written in the previous one. Okay, this is the subquery. So here the average salary, which is refers to the outer query of the salary. Okay, from the we're getting this way. Like any other, like let's say here, I want to get some maximum of sum of salary or any other employee ID, anything like you can get, you can refer the inner query with the outer query. So this is a correlated subquery. Simply I have written and I have taken this one, I have given alias name, and also have here for only for the data engineering I have taken average salary, I have done the join condition. Again I did this way. This is a inline view and doing a inner join, and this is a correlated subquery. Clear guys? Or you have doubt? Please clarify now itself. Can I get some response from anyone?
That is clear. The present. So, thank you.
Sorry?
Since an announcement is happening into my
Okay, okay. Okay. So, so inline, you need to understand two things here. In inline view, so this is an inline view I have given here, right? So inline view does not allow access the columns from the outer query. Okay, you cannot access the columns from the, like if you see here, average salary is only belongs to this one. Okay, you cannot access even inside this query. You can access outside even dot average salary is less than the average salary. Okay, so if you see the execution part of the correlated subquery, what happens is, let's say here, the average salary from employees where department equals to data engineering, I said, right? So select average salary from employees where department equals to in data engineering. So what happens here? First, it will find the average salary. Okay, in the data engineering. How many are there? Like two are there. So it is 75,000 plus 85,000 plus 50,000, 55,000. whatever is comes, right? So first it will compare, the output will return to the first row, and it will compare the average salary, because in the outer query I am comparing having average salary is less than, right? So it will compare with other two departments, ETE, IGP, cyber security, and this one. So when first I have given the greater than condition, so you'll not, it is not finding any values, but less than condition means like you have ETA is there, IJP there, cyber security is there. So it will be finding each of the department average salary, and you will be getting those results. Okay. Now in my statement, if you see my first statement, what I said, greater than the average salary of all other employees in their own department. And also, right, I said like just for now I have done it for the only the data engineering. Now we need to do it for the their own department, we need to find out, right? So how you will be doing, now let me write another query where I need to find out the for the department as well, right? Correct. So what you will do here, let me first do with the subquery again. Okay, first what you'll do, I need to find the average salary. Select average of salary. So select, let's say, department, comma, average of salary from employees table, group by department. If I do here, so each department average you're getting, each department average you're getting, right? Now I need to get the employee details whose salary is greater than the average of their department. That is my requirement. So how you would be writing here? Let me write the query here. So outer query, inner query will be the same. So select average of salary, okay, from employees group by, so group by department. So let me give for this one E2. Let me give it as E2. Okay. Now I need to do a inner join the same way like I have done it for the data engineering department. I'll do here. So let me write select e1.id comma e1.employee name comma e1.department. I need to get e1.department comma e1.salary from employees e1 inner join with e2 on which condition I need to do. So I for each department I need to do, right? So you will be doing a join with e1 dot department is equals to e2 dot department. And again now this condition you need to give. What is the condition? Their average salary should be greater than the average salary, right? So simply e1 dot salary is greater than the, so here average I want to, I'm taking from E2, I am taking the average salary, right? So I'll give an alias name here, which is of average salary. Let me give as average salary. So from E2 dot,
No, it's as
that is okay. I told, right? You can give average or not average, as or not. That's okay.
will it work for this also?
Yeah, it will work here also.
Okay.
My keyboard is acting weird today. Okay. So here I need to get the department as well, right? So that's it. So now you got the, so in data engineering, if you see my table here, in the data engineering we have 3 employees, Damodar, Riya, Satya, and their average, if you see their average salary of the department, that would be around 65,000 something. So you have only got Damodar and Riyas, and Satya Nadella is not coming under this particular one. And in IJP, I have 2 employees, Divya and Ramohan, and Ramohan is getting more salary than average salary. And similarly, in the cyber security, I have 2 employees, and he is the one who is getting the maximum greater, have more salary than the average salary in his department. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So I have written with the inline view. The same thing I can write in another way. Okay. How I'll write, I'll let you. So select again e1 dot id comma e1 dot employee name comma e1 dot department. Okay. And e1 dot salary from employee e1, where, so I wanted to write in using a subquery, right? So what I will do, inside subquery first I will write. So I'll just simply put here salary greater than, and now you need to open a bracket and write a subquery inside this one. So simply select what is that one average salary you need to find it from employee E2, where simply like E1 dot department equals to this particular, you need to, it is kind of a self join only. So you need to refer E1 dot department equals to E2 dot department. Okay. So what is happening here? Simply you are trying to, you are referring from the outer query department to the inner query department and joining. Okay, here it should be E2, right? So if you go back here, what I am doing, I'm trying to find out the each department, even subquery kind of thing. Another table will come here. So this particular ID 1, again compare with this one, and here I'm doing the average, select average salary. So if you run this particular subquery now, so you need to refer to the outer query, right? Outer query employee also. So what happens? So it will compare the employee average salary of the employee with the outer query employee, and you will get this result. Okay. 1 second. Okay, where shall
E2 salary, average of E2 salary.
yes, it is average of E2 dot salary. Here it is employees and employees. Now you see. So I'll run this also. You are getting same result for this also, but your subquery, correlated subquery is much easier than this one, right? You got very less. So it is a little easier than the inline view subquery. Okay. Now there is another condition I mentioned, like my second requirement, like in their own department, but excluding himself, I said, right? I need to exclude So when we are calculating, when I am calculating the average, suppose I wanted to find out for Damodar, so I need to do the average for these two, Riaz and this one, 85 plus 55. Them with their average salary, whether Damodar is getting the maximum highest average higher salary or not. Again, Manju Priya and she is only in her own department. One person is there, and let's say IJP Ramohan and Divya are there, and excluding himself, the average salary will find. So he should come, right? So any idea like how you would be getting that one, excluding himself? It is very easy, right? So here, when you are finding E1 dot department equals to E2 dot department, and the same way E1 dot ID should not equals to E2 dot ID. I'm excluding their own. Has when calculating the average salary, you need to exclude their own, right? So only need to compare the average, find the average salary of other employees. So that is why, so when you are giving this E1 dot department equals to E2 dot department, so what it will do, the department it is matching. Okay, Damodar and here it is matching. Department end is matching. So it will find the average salary. Again, next one. So it is matching, it will find the average. So it will cumulatively done and complete that in the data engineering, it will find three values, three of them. But along with the department, I have given the ID also. So what it will do, so it will exclude the one first row and do the average for these two rows. Okay, here in this case, 85 plus 55,000 you would get, and that particular salary it will calculate. So, okay, let's say, let me write here how you will be doing, how it will be done, right? When we are calculating the average salary, first it will find the average salary of the employees where E1 dot department equals to E2 dot department, right? So in the same, like three data engineering are there, so three rows will come, and for these three rows it will find out the average. It is sum of 21,500, right? So average is 71666, right? So you'll get 71666, and whose salary is greater than 7166, 75,000 and 85,000, these two. So these two rows will come. Again, next time what will happen, it will go to the next row and next department it will search. ETA is the only one, so it will not search for any other things. Average, so greater than will not come, greater than or equals to is there, it will come. Next it will go to the cyber security. It identified two rows, so like self join to another two rows will be made, and 30,000 and 35,000 average is 32,500 rupees. So which is greater than 32,500 is Gauri Shankar. So here it will cut 32,500 and that row will return to here. Clear? This is how like the execution will be done when you are doing a correlated subquery. So here in this case, I am not comparing the each employee. So ID, it will not take this row. It will take only these two rows, and the average of these two will be fine 70,000. And so Riaz is the one. So it will get this. So now let me run this one. So excluding themselves, like they're finding these rows. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Simply here also you can say like even not equals to ID means first it will do even not equals to 1. So here it will be 1, even not equals to 1, it will search. So which is nothing but 2 and 3. That average it will find. That average is nothing but whatever amount, the total amount will come here. And then it will go to the outer query. So this is the output from the inner query will get to the outer query, result it to the outer query, and outer query will return those particular values. That's how it will work. Okay. Can I do the same thing with the inline view? Can I do the same thing with inline view? What is mean by inline view? Don't. Okay. Let me write the same thing in inline view. So simply to inline view, whenever I say inline view, you will write a separate view, kind of a view for that. So e1 dot id, comma, e1 dot ename, comma, e1 dot department, comma, e1 dot salary. Okay. From employee e1, do the inner join with already written this one. Select department, comma, implies department e2. Okay. Department group by department. Can I write something like this where e2 dot id not equals to e1 dot id? So basically, this way you cannot do actually. In inline view, you cannot call the e1.id here. Okay, so that way it will throw an error. So though this is this one. So always remember, like in correlated query, you can do this condition e1.id equals to e2.id. But how to approach this one? Like how you will be getting? How you can get this? So this seems to be a little complex, right? How you can get the complete with the inline view, right? So let me write the query. Don't get confused. For your knowledge I am giving, but always make sure you go with the correlated subquery. It will be easy. Okay. So again, what I will do, select e1.id, comma, e1.ename, comma, e1.department, comma, e1.salary. Okay. Then what I will do is, like, I will write a scalar subquery. What is meant by scalar subquery? Scalar subquery nothing but along with the column you would be writing the average salary. So I will find the average salary here. Select average of, okay, salary. Let me take salary, average of salary from employee. So I'll give some alias name, right? So employee E2. So inside also I need to give this one, E2 dot average salary. Okay, where E1 dot department equals to E2 dot department, and E1 dot ID should not be equals to E2 dot ID. The complete thing as average salary I'll take from employee E1. Guys, you see here, this is my actual query. E1 dot salary. This is my actual query. In this, I'm writing this scalar subquery only to derive this average salary column. Okay. Now, out of this thing, I need to write a condition where average salary should be greater than the actual employee salary, right? So what I will do, where salary is greater than the average salary, and now I will derive select id comma ename comma department comma salary comma average salary. This is very, very important. Okay, mostly like people will ask mostly of these questions only, so this is very important. So simply now I need to write from. Now you see guys, I have written an inner query subquery. Inside that I have used a scalar subquery where I have given the condition department should be equals and id should not be equals. That as average salary, whole thing as average salary I have taken. Okay, whole this subquery as average salary I have taken the employee E1, and finally at the end I'm trying to get the results from this. Okay, so always I'm forgetting this employees and employees. Once again, so select average of total salary from employee E2 where A1 dot department equals to A2 dot department and E1 dot ID not equals to E2 dot ID as average salary from employees E1. Okay, here it is missing. So now you see got the output, the same output. So 3 ways I have written to derive the salary greater than the average salary of the employee. It should be very easy. Now you understand the query. Again, I will show you the query. What I have done is like I first written a scalar subquery. Okay, simply employee ID, employee name, department, salary I have taken. For average, for deriving average salary, I have written another query and given a alias name average salary here from the employees E1 table. So outside again, this particular average salary I need to compare with the salary, right? So this salary and average salary I compared here the condition. Clear?